the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
All right, so NBA playoffs. There's one series left in the first round. It's the Magic versus the Cavs. It's going to Game 7. I predicted this. I knew this was going to go to Game 7. I still have the Cavs winning the series. I predicted the Cavs in 7. Paolo Banchero has been absolutely phenomenal. He's one of my favorite players. Donovan Mitchell had 50 points last game, but it wasn't enough. He was like hobbling on one leg. Where are you still Cavs in 7?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cavs.
Go
still.
Cavs in 7. I agree with you. I can't wait for that. That's going to be very good. But I hope the Magic win. I'm rooting for
I do too.
Paolo Banchero. I love Paolo's game, so we'll see on that one. But let's get down to business. Lakers, they fired Darvin Ham after losing.
I know you was
to the
happy.
Nuggets. Hallelujah, man. That was a great day. Euphoria came out and Darvin Ham got fired.
Darvin scam.
God. Oh my God. It must have been a great day in LA. Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Here's my thing, because I want to acknowledge this. It wasn't all on Darvin Ham. I think the biggest problem with the Lakers isn't the coaching, it's the front office. This is going to be LeBron's 4th coach.
Yeah.
So if this is going to be LeBron's 4th coach in 4 years, that comes down to the front office. The front office with Jeannie Buss, with Kurt Rambis, with Linda Rambis, with Rob Pelinka, they have done an atrocious job hiring coaches, figuring out the personnel. I don't understand Rob Pelinka, why he still has a job. He should be gone with Darvin Ham. But because of relationships, he's still there. Because he has a great relationship with Jeannie. He used to be the agent of Kobe. They've had a great relationship in the past. Jeannie trusts Rob Pelinka. But you have to look at the facts. And the facts are, ever since the 2020 championship team, Rob Pelinka has dropped the ball. Rob Pelinka broke up a team that fits this era, this generation. He had two-way players. He had size. He had defense. And he broke it up. And he hasn't recovered since. This is the problem that I have with Rob Pelinka. And I don't know why he's still a GM. He should be fired. Let me get to Darvin Ham. They did the right thing firing him. He just didn't.
Salute.
Hey, man. Salute. He just didn't fit. That's just what it is. Like, he was not ready for this type of timing. With LeBron, with Anthony Davis, with the expectations, he was not ready. And there was some quotes from Darvin Ham from, I think, the Shams article where, well, Athletic. It was like Shams, but he quoted from like Athletic, I think it was, where Darvin Ham is making these excuses like, well, if your player, I think he may have been talking about either Reeves or D'Lo, if your player isn't producing for like 10 straight games, what do you expect me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, anything but start Cam Reddish and Taurean Prince. What are you talking about? Like, there is no accountability from this man. So he had to go. The X's and O's was not there. LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves and all these other players were just sick of him. The only person that liked Darvin Ham was Taurean Prince. He had to go. So I'm not mad at it. I just think that the Lakers, they need to really, really do their due diligence in hiring a head coach that understands X's and O's and will make in-game adjustments. Did you see there was a on Twitter, I think the Lakers posted the requirements, and it's literally everything that Darvin Ham is not.
Oh.
So I was like, yo, that is crazy. I'm at the point now where I have to see who they hire to coach in order for me to be optimistic. I don't want Mike Budenholzer. If they hire Mike Budenholzer, I'm done with this team. We rioting. All of us are rioting if they hire Mike Budenholzer. I like Tyronn Lue, obviously. I like Kenny Atkinson. And then I don't know who else. I mean, I'm hearing
JJ Redick.
I heard JJ Redick. The thing with JJ Redick,
He's not going to be a good coach. I'm sorry.
the problem with JJ Redick is that the difference between him and Steve Kerr was in the front office with Phoenix, so he was able to learn. He was around a team, dealing with personnel, dealing with different things. While JJ Redick, he's a former player. He's done commentary. I mean, he's shown, he has his own podcast where he's showing like different plays, different designs, and all this other stuff. He obviously, he's brilliant. But when it comes to being a head coach, you have to get the respect from the players. You have to make in-game adjustments. Can he do that? It's too risky.
And you got to be able to communicate well with the team and stuff and get points. I don't think JJ Redick would be a good coach.
Why you say that?
I don't think he has the people skills to be a head coach, a successful head coach. Excuse me, because it's as much as it's about X's and O's, it's also about relationships and being able to communicate in different ways, but still get the same point across. And I just don't think JJ Redick has it. Like he gets on these shows and starts saying stuff that he saw on Twitter. What, you gonna get the plays? What, you gonna get the halftime speeches on Twitter too?
Yeah, that is a good point. You're right. In terms of like dealing with grown men, like, you have to have a certain level. You have to communicate in a way that doesn't come across as disrespectful. You can't take shots at players, and if he gets the job, like, they're gonna look at him as the scapegoat. Not LeBron, not all these other players. They're gonna throw shots at him, and how you gonna respond? And so you're absolutely right about it. We need a coach that will command respect from the players, that can communicate with the players. I think Kenny Atkinson, Kenny Atkinson's got hold. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving hold him.
Oh yeah, he was.
That was not his fault. When he coached the Brooklyn Nets with D'Angelo Russell, Jared Dudley, and all them, the team loved him. He was able to get that team that had no business.
They went to the playoffs.
They were like the 6th seed with D'Angelo Russell leading the charge.
Yep.
And they were, like the personnel he had, he was able to make whatever into a 5-star meal. And I like Kenny. He's a very emotional guy. He'll defend his players. I think he could possibly be a good fit. I need to see more of the X's and O's, but I never heard anything bad about him when it came to X's and O's. I actually, when he was with Brooklyn, I've heard nothing but praise regarding his X's and O's. So I have to dive a little bit more about Kenny Atkinson, but I think he would be a solid hire. I know the whole stigma, he was in Golden State, so it's gonna be like Luke Walton again. I don't see that, because this is gonna be his second stint, and he's not a pushover like Luke Walton.
Sure.
Luke Walton was a bit of a, I ain't gonna lie, he was a bit too nice. I think Kenny Atkinson, he'll get on your ass. Like, he'll scream. He don't give a damn. And I think we need somebody like that. But ultimately, I think Tyronn Lue is the number one option.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely number one on the list. There's still, we'll get to the Clippers in a minute, but like, there's still like rumblings like, an extension with the Clippers, but it's not official. There's still a good chance that he might not sign an extension and he could opt out. I think the question with Tyronn Lue will be, do you want to remain with the Clippers with less pressure to win, but you're not going to be competing for a championship? Or Do you want to go to the Lakers where you have a far better chance of competing for a championship, but there's going to be more pressure, and your window is going to be small? Where do you go?
I mean, both in L.A.
He loves the Lakers. We already know he loves the Lakers. He was a former Laker. We know he loves the Lakers. Like he literally, before he got hired by the Clippers, he literally had a birthday party where like he had a cake and had the Lakers logo on it. He loves the Lakers.
I don't know. It really depends where he wants to be as a coach. I mean, he's already got a ring.
Yeah, he does.
So
don't you want to win?
True. I don't know, because realistically, you're looking at 2 years of LeBron, AD, taking the reins after that. He should be taking the reins now, honestly. But I don't know.
Because do you really want to remain with Kawhi Leonard, who's always hurt? Do you want to continue to deal with that drama? I'm just saying, man. Like, I understand. Like, there's less pressure with the Clippers, but aren't you tired of dealing with that nonsense? Of the unknown of will he play, will he not?
It might be better than dealing with whatever the Lakers media got going on.
So
you can't do nothing over there without it's being in some type of headline or something.
So yeah, that's
I wouldn't want to coach for them either.
That's just me, man. I don't know, bro. Regardless, anywho, let's go to the next topic of things. I don't want to talk too much about it. The Clippers got eliminated last night by the Dallas Mavericks, and see, here's the thing. It got overshadowed because of the whole Drake versus Kendrick thing. I was still able to watch majority of the game. I'll say this. Paul George was a disappointment. I saw it in the first quarter. He was getting freaking clamped by Derrick Jones Jr. and P.J. Washington. He had no burst. When he tried to go one-on-one, he couldn't do it. Like, he was getting – they predicted every move in his arsenal. He was looking like that meme where the guy was
the crossover.
It was literally that, bro. Like, all night. It was literally just him not being able to go anywhere. And it just showed me that, one – Paul George is aging. He's getting up there in age. He's 34. And two, he keeps doing the same old pandemic P no show. Where one night he'll play well and then the next 2 nights he doesn't show, and he didn't show again. The only points he was able to really get was off of plays, off ball action where he's like just wide open for a shot. It was never him creating his own shot. And he wasn't able to deliver. And it was very disappointing. James Harden also couldn't deliver. Russell Westbrook was awful. I think he only played like 9 minutes.
Yeah, Russell's terrible.
It was a complete disaster. Do you think the Clippers should blow it up?
At this point, I mean, I would, honestly. Because at this point, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off. But I don't know what their draft picks is looking like, so yeah.
Not a lot of draft picks because they traded a lot of them.
They would have to
for Kawhi and Paul George.
Yeah, they'd have to trade all of them dudes and get something back. Cause, man,
I'm looking at it.
I don't see the upside here anymore.
I don't see either. Here's the thing with this situation. It's a very bad situation. Paul George gonna be a free agent, so you have to deal with that. James Harden gonna be a free agent. You have to deal with that. Russell Westbrook, free agent as well.
I think Terrence Mann up for some money too.
So you have those 3 guys. Russell Westbrook, he wants I saw a report, he wants a bigger role, which is, here we go again.
He's delusional.
The Lakers, now the Clippers. Oh, but Lakers ruined him. No, he's just not good anymore. Anywho, he wants a bigger role, so he's going to bounce. You have all of this going on. I hate to say it, but they have to blow it up. This is where I look at with the Clippers. People look at the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul George like it's the Lakers. What I mean by that is, with the Clippers, Kawhi and Paul George, very talented, but you don't know if they're going to play or not. And they haven't won a chip. You've tried this for 4 years and have not accomplished squat. While with the Lakers, we saw the LeBron and AD duo win a championship. We saw them this past season play majority of the games in the playoffs. They played well. But the problem was not it was not them. It was the personnel around them, and it was the coaching. While with the Clippers, they always have had great personnel. They got the coach. But it's the two stars that have been the question mark. They're either hurt, they're either not 100%. One guy is out, the other guy's playing, so he has to carry everything on his shoulders, and they're not able to win. And see, that's with the Clippers. When you see something like that go on for 4 years, you have to you're just gonna have to blow it up. You just have to give up and just start over again, because it's clear as day this formula is not working. And if they do run it back, it's only for money reasons. It's only to sell tickets because of their new arena.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the only reason they're doing it again. If I'm Paul George, why would I re-sign to this team?
I don't know. Maybe
Lifestyle?
yeah, probably.
It's home for him. But where's the winning championship for you? Like, aren't you trying to win a championship? If you're trying to win a championship, then Clippers is not where you should be, because Kawhi Leonard is never healthy. James Harden's getting up there in age. Russell Westbrook's getting up there in age, and they're on the way out. They want money. They want a better role. So I just don't see how staying with the Clippers will get you to where you want to be, which is winning a championship. I think the window is closed for the Clippers. This was the final year where they had the opportunity to win a championship, and they couldn't do it because Kawhi Leonard ruined everything. If I'm Paul George, I want to go to New York. I want to go with the Knicks. I don't want to go to the 76ers because I don't trust Joel Embiid's health. I want to go to a situation where I know that I'll have a really good role. I can still play my game. And I have people around me that I could trust. Josh Hart, he's going to be there. Dante DiVincenzo, he's going to be there. Jalen Brunson, he's going to be there. Hartenstein, he's going to be there. You have OG. I don't know about OG Anunoby. Maybe they might have to trade him, but they have pieces in place where if they add you, that's a hell of a team. Tom Thibodeau is a hell of a coach. I think that's the best fit for Paul George. What about you? What do you think Paul George should do?
Would a potential Pacers reunion be out of the question?
I like that. I mean, that sounds really neat. That sounds really, really neat. My only thing is that I don't think the Pacers, the way that they're structured, I don't think they're structured to winning championships.
I can see that.
I don't see. And then the money angle of it all. I look at Siakam. He's getting paid a lot of money. Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton. How they going to fit those contracts together? I think if he really wants to win a championship, his options are in the East Coast. I'm looking at Miami. I'm looking at New York, Knicks, or the 76ers. And I believe the Knicks probably give him the best opportunity because the players are always healthy and they know their role. Like Josh Hart, he'll defend, he'll do the little things. He can hit you a three-pointer.
As we see,
He'll get you rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo, he's a shooter. He can still score when he needs to, but he's cool, sitting in the corner, spotting up. Mitchell Robinson, he'll do the dirty work. He'll block shots. He'll get you rebounds. Hartenstein, he'll do the dirty work as well. So you have a lot of guys. You have McBride as well. Yep. He's another dude come off the bench, instant offense. So these guys understand their role. So you can come in and you can still play your game. While with the 76ers, I do like the 76ers, but I feel like their bench isn't that good. And I can't trust Joel Embiid's health. So I like this. I think the Knicks is probably the best place for him to go. But I heard the 76ers, they're going to try they're going to try. He's their number one priority. I heard the 76ers are really going to try to get Paul George.
Yeah, because Tobias Harris is not it.
Yeah, he's done. His contract is done, so they're not going to have to worry about Tobias Harris anymore. Either wherever he goes, he'll fit. His game fits in any team. So wherever he goes, he'll be an addition to that team. So if I'm Paul George, I'm leaving the Clippers. I'm not just saying that because I don't like the Clippers. I'm a Lakers fan. No, I'm saying that because I just think their window has closed. And you can't trust Kawhi Leonard. And as great as Tyronn Lue is, he's only as good as the parts around him. And so that's just the way I'm looking at it, man. Let's go to the what we got. What else we got up in here? Let's give our predictions. Let's get our second round predictions to close it out. Let's see here. So obviously the Magic versus Cavs
hasn't happened.
It really doesn't matter who wins because they're gonna have to play the Celtics. So
yeah.
I have the Celtics no matter who comes out.
True.
I have the Celtics in like 5.
Yeah.
Against whoever is coming out. So today the Timberwolves and
the Nuggets
play. This series, I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking back and forth with this one.
I'm back and forth on it too. I'm gonna still stick with my. I'm gonna say
it's like 51-49 for me. 51-49% to me. Like
I'm gonna go
like
Wolves in 7.
Wow, you think they're gonna beat the Nuggets on the road? Wow. I went back and forth with this one. Ant-Man, that's my guy. That's my favorite player. I think they have the personnel to match up with the Nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Nuggets, man.
That's understandable.
I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. I'm
Honestly,
51.
A coin flip, man.
If I look at a percentage on this, I'm 51% Nuggets, 49% Wolves. Like it's that close to me. But I think what separates the Nuggets from the Wolves is experience.
Yeah.
They have the best player. I think they still have the best starting 5. It's close though, but I think they still have a little bit of an edge on the starting 5. Their system. I love their system. And I just think no matter who defends Jokic, it doesn't matter. I think Jokic will have his way no matter what. If it's Gobert, if it's Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think it's going to come down to Jokic. It's going to come down to Michael Porter. It's going to come down to Aaron Gordon. It's going to come down to Jamal Murray. They do have the perimeter defenders, but ultimately I just think what's going to separate the Nuggets and the Timberwolves is the IQ. It's making the smart plays down the stretch. And the Timberwolves still have that tendency down the stretch where they, for whatever reason, can't execute. And when you play the Nuggets, you have to be smart because they're one of the better clutch teams in the NBA. We saw that against the Lakers with Jamal Murray. We saw that time and time again when they played the Celtics, who is a great team. They just know how to execute when it matters most. And I just think that a lot of these games are going to come down to the fourth quarter. And I believe the Nuggets are just going to be able to out-execute the Timberwolves in the end. I think there are going to be a couple of games where he's going to score. He's not going to be able to score 20 points. I think he'll probably score maybe 15 to 17 points, and he's going to be inefficient. I really believe that way, and ultimately that's going to hurt them. Ultimately, the Nuggets are going to win because of that, and I see the Nuggets winning in 7.
I got Timberwolves in 7.
Wow.
Because the Lakers, although they lost in 5,
yeah, they lost in 5. Yeah,
them games were very close.
That's true.
And the Lakers are a team that had trouble executing. Lineup rotations was off. So performances from pivotal players, and I don't know. I don't really see the Timberwolves really collapsing like y'all did.
That's why it's going to go to 7. I just think the difference.
Honestly, the Lakers, if y'all had proper coaching, y'all probably just would have won.
I don't know about all that. I think it'll go to a 7 game for sure. I don't know about all that because at the end of the day, we still didn't have the personnel good enough to match up with whatever Denver was matching up. Like Michael Porter Jr. was going ballistic on
Michael
us.
Porter Jr. will shoot over anybody. The way how much elevation he gets on his jump shot, and he's 6'10", he can't nobody actually guard that shot.
So while I'm looking at it, I just think that ultimately the smarter team is going to prevail, and I look at the Nuggets as the smarter team. I think the fourth quarter is going to really tell the story of it all, and I believe the Nuggets are going to out-execute at the end. But it's going to be a dogfight. Both teams, they're going to have their way. They're going to have their moments. But ultimately, when it gets down to Game 7, I trust Jokic. I trust Jamal Murray in that moment. I still think Ant is still very young in all of this, and I believe that the Nuggets will prevail over him. That's just the way I look at it. But it's close. It's 51-49 to me. 51-49. Let's see what other matches we got.
Thunder
and
and
Thunder
Mavs.
and the Mavs. I have the Mavs the series.
Yeah.
I just think the Thunder, they're very talented. They're exceptional. But this Mavs team, what they did against the Clippers, the fact that Luka and Kyrie didn't have a great series, but they were still able to.
Kyrie went crazy yesterday.
He did. But like it wasn't as consistent as what we would think from a Luka and Kyrie tandem. They were still able to get a lot of production out of their role players. Their defense has been tremendous. Even without a 3-and-D guy, their defense has been tremendous. Kyrie had a phenomenal defensive game yesterday. I like Kyrie has really stepped up his game defensively. Daniel Gafford, I mentioned this before, and Derek Lively, they have been a godsend for this team. Derrick Jones Jr., he played absolutely phenomenal defense, perimeter defense against Paul George, P.J. Washington as well. So I look at that, and I say to myself, I just trust the Mavs more now. Now, they play a lot of one-on-one ball, but it works, and they get a lot of production from their other players. And I just believe that the veteran leadership of Kyrie and Luka Doncic is going to be too much for the Thunder, and I think the Thunder, they're going to struggle. I think they're going to struggle execution-wise. They did for the first 2 games against the Pelicans. Like, there was moments where they looked like a young team.
Yeah.
Now, they won because the Pelicans just didn't have enough talent.
Didn't have enough dudes. So they were able to sweep the Pelicans, but I don't think it's going to be the same. I think the Mavs win this in 6. Yeah, I said 6 too.
So that's just me.
In the last, it's this second round. Yeah, so the last series on the East, we got Pacers and
Knicks.
Knicks in like 5. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I have Knicks in 5 too. I just think the Knicks, the defense is going to be too much for the Indiana Pacers. Jalen Brunson, he's this guy.
This man's crazy.
Melo was never this good in the playoffs. He was never this good. He was never this clutch. He didn't put the team on his back like Jalen Brunson's doing. Melo was never that good in the playoffs. No, he was not. He was not. I'm sorry. This is not revisionist history. This is not me being in the moment. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I remember Melo in the playoffs. He was not that good. Melo was an all-time great player for the Knicks. But in terms of putting your team on the back and, like, just saying, okay, everybody move out the way. I'm going to win the game. Melo was not that for the Knicks in the playoffs. He just wasn't. All-time great talent for the Knicks, but he just wasn't. And what Jalen Brunson is doing at 6 feet, what Jalen Brunson is doing is incredible, man. And we got to salute to him. I think he's going to have his way against the Indiana Pacers that are not a good defensive team, and ultimately, I think the defensive prowess of that team, the toughness, I think they have better role players around them as well. They're going to make it very uncomfortable for the Indiana Pacers. I think Tyrese Halliburton isn't going to have a great series. And, yeah, that's just how I look at it. It's very simple.
Yeah, very simple. Not really much to dissect.
Yeah, man, and that's just the way I look at it. They have home court advantage. So, yeah, I have Knicks in 5, and they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to see more sideline stories from them fans because they're going to be so ecstatic. But yeah, that'll do it on our predictions. And yeah, man, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, not really. We've been recording for like 2 hours.
I know. That's because of that Drake,
Yeah.
that Drake and Kendrick diss, man. We had to like really dive into all the different songs and give our opinions on it because we haven't. So yeah, man. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Just let me be.